New cards, PogChamp. New cards, PogChamp. It's been a while. It's been a while since we got to do one of these. They stopped printing new cards. Our Pogs were too champed. So first and foremost, let's talk about Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem. If you're unfamiliar, they totally fucked up the secret rare or the quarter century rare distribution in the European print of this pack. So pretty much everywhere except for North America, this set is delayed kind of indefinitely. I don't know how long they intend to keep this set illegal. But as a result, it is not going to be legal for the Nationals season for Europe, Africa, the Middle East, or Oceania, which is kind of a big deal because this set includes a significant amount of cards that are meta relevant. Sucks. Starlight Rare. God, I can't remember what they keep calling these. Rough stuff all around. My heart goes out to my European brethren. It's really just Link Haribo Part 2. Are they going to burn the ones they already produced? No, they're going to give them to me. Next up, the new YCS prize card is another Stratios. This war god from the otherworld has trod countless battlefields beneath his armored feet. If you want his glory, come and get it. So this does nothing for the power scaling of the Anotherverse cards. Anotherverse Dragon and Glatonia, I think, are like multi-universal level guys, and this is just a guy. He's just a guy with a suit of armor. Ridiculous. Still doing this, huh? Apparently. All right. Let's talk about the actual cards. First and foremost, new DM support. Let me get some in short. Dark Magic Amulet is the new V-Jump promo. We saw the image a couple of weeks ago. We now have the actual text of the thing. It's a normal trap card. You can activate this card the turn it was set by revealing a spellcaster monster in your hand. Boy, they sure love printing this on trap cards these days. When a monster effect is activated in response to the activation of a card that mentions Dark Magician or its effect, you can negate that effect, and if you do for the rest of the turn, the activated effects of monsters with the same original name are negated. And if you special a Dark Magician while this card is in your graveyard, you can Dragon's Roar style pay 2,500 life points to set it. This card's cool. I think that people are correctly understanding that this is quite strong. It's called By the Grave. There is an impulse, I think, to be like the thing that's preventing Dark Magician from being played isn't the fact that it doesn't get to play 3 Called By the Grave, right? It's a significant amount of other stuff. But, I think with the new support Dark Magician's getting, the ease of access of a bunch of its 1-card Dragoon lines, an effect like this is going to be pretty welcome. And I think there's a lot of scenarios where, like, a card that can guarantee, even on turns 2 and 3, that one of your powerful negation effects isn't going to be contested is a big deal. There is some stuff it fails to box out, just like Called by the Grave. It is not particularly good against Imperm, against Impulse, against Purge. And it does require you to play in a very specific way to beat a lot of Dark Magician's classic counters. Some people have talked about it already, but like it doesn't beat Droll and Lockbird unless you retain Quick Effect Priority, a thing that does still exist, and activate like Successor Soul after adding to your hand so that your opponent goes CL2 Droll and you go CL3 Dark Magic Amulet. It's just is constraining your play in that way a good enough reason to be maxing out on this card and trying to find it all the time? Who knows? It's in that way, it's a very cool design for a card. This is a very neat mechanism by which Dark Magician can now do its best to play around as much as possible and hopefully make a splash in the metagame in the first real way ever. That said, it's still a tall order for people to play a Dark Magician deck rather than 3 Dark Magician cards in a better strategy for the purpose of getting to an end board piece. It's good, but no Drill Beam. That's a great way of putting it. But Drill Beam is one of the most pushed cards ever, so that's fine. Next up. Mikanko! New Mikanko. This card's really funny. Do you remember how the Mikankos didn't have locks and did very specific things? Well, All right, so we have Sanaki the Mikanko Devotee. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name once per turn. You can target a Mikanko card you control, return it to the hand. If either player equips an equip card to this card, you can special summon a non-illusion Mikanko monster from your deck. It's not her. Also, you can't special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for Mikankos. They said stop doing that fucking acid golem thing. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, target a face-up monster on the field, equip this card to it. We also have the Uzuhime, the manifested Mikanko. This is 2 level 3 Mikankos. If special summoned, you can add an equip spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Can't be destroyed by battle. Your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving this card. If this card attacks at the end of the damage step, you can detach a material. It can make another attack in a row. Futahashira, no Uzo no Mikanko. Oh, thank God. Mikanko Divine Dance. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn, and only once that turn. Tread lightly here, chat. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, except Mikanko monsters. Also send a Mikanko from your deck to the graveyard, except Mikanko Divine Dance. Then you can set a Mikanko spell trap from your deck, except the Divine Dance. Banish this card from your graveyard, detach an Xyz from one of your monsters, special summon a Mikanko Ritual from your hand or deck, and then Huli Altart. So, what is going on here? I think basically what is happening is that Konami is kind of frustrated with what the Mikanko monsters enable. They're just kind of frustrated that a series of monsters specifically designed to reverse OTK's freeze style have largely seen competitive success as a link spam deck that makes the rank 3 that prevents you from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So they printed a spell card that does everything for the archetype, but locks you. And then a payoff for doing the lock. You can now do the intended Mikanko thing with incredible consistency. Really easy to OTK, really easy to set up their like stupid Snatch Steal trap on turn 1. Great. I might be in the minority here. I don't like that style of gameplay. Even if it is not being used for the heinous lockout thing that Mikanko has kind of historically been used for, this is an archetype that just irritates me in general. And I don't like seeing them get more Tenpai pieces. I will say, for what it's worth, I also don't think these fix all the problems in Mikanko. If you've ever played Mikanko, you know, like, some hands play through absolutely everything, and there's not a lot your opponent can do about it, but a significant amount of them just don't. Have telegraphed obvious choke points. The sequence has to resolve in a very specific way that's easily interruptible, or their end board just sucks relative to what other people are able to accomplish. These cards improve its ability to kind of fill those holes, but they don't make the deck meta, or I would say even good. The best thing they do, I think, post-support is be a frustration that, in a best-case scenario, will warp the construction of the side deck for better decks. All right. We're doing this again. Let me see. Did they mention it? Okay. So I don't know how they got away with this, but the new Gouki stuff is just references to very specific, actual, real-life wrestlers. Like, this is the Sheik. What do you do about this? Does someone from his estate have to sue Konami? What's going on? It's so funny to be like, yeah, Ravadactyl resulted in, decades of this card not getting reprinted and a long ass problem in terms of copyright with Konami and Beyond Comics. Anyway, we're just stealing someone's likeness for the new Gouki card. All right, here we go. Gouki Machine Suplex. Level 4 Earth Warrior Tuner monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Reveal this card in one other Gouki in your hand. Special summon both, but you can't special summon while you control either of these monsters except Goukis. That's a cool thing that they're putting on Gouki cards. If sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Gouki from your deck to your hand. This is cool. This card's really good for the existing Gouki strategy. You get 2 searches off of your Gouki activations. Previously, that was used for like a headbat and an additional Gouki, so you can special out the headbat, but now you can just get whatever and special summon this guy and the other guy you add as well. Huge seat filler. Gouki the Tyrant Ogre. This is a fusion. What the fuck? If this card is fusion summoned, you can target cards on the field up to the total link ratings of Gouki link monsters used as material. Destroy them. Used a link 3 or higher monster, not difficult. Those cards cannot be activated in response to this effect's activation, and he's also Armades. Gouki Dragon Ogre. How do they make a synchro? Well, they've got a tuner. If this card is synchro summoned, you can add a Gouki spell from your deck to your hand. If sent to the graveyard, you can target an earth monster you control. Add a Gouki with lower attack from your graveyard to your hand. Also, while the targeted monster is face up on your field, your opponent's monsters can only target it for attacks. And Sheik Ogre. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. If a Gouki monster is added from your deck to your hand except by drawing it, special summon any number of Gouki monsters from your hand with different levels, but you cannot special summon while you control any of these face-up monsters except Goukis. Then during your main phase, you can fusion a Gouki using monsters from your hand or field as material. Finally, Gouki Fighting Spirit. When this card resolves, you can special level 4 or lower Earth monster from your hand in defense position. And you can tribute a level 3 or higher Gouki monster, especially a Dino Wrestler or G-Golem monster from your deck or extra deck. So first off, this is really funny. What is the art? The Goukis are like, I'm just going to fucking fight a dinosaur, you know? Let's see. There is a new tri-type in town. I don't think I agree with it. Warrior, Dinosaur, or Cyburst. This is the Go Onizuka tri-type. Not a fan. So what do these cards do? Well, Machine Suplex resolves one of the big issues with the strategy. You're now meant to go into Sheik Ogre with your first couple of guys, which enables you to fuse into Tyrant Ogre on your opponent's turn, or synchro into Dragon Ogre on your turn, and then add a rematch and reborn everybody. You can bridge via Tyrant Ogre into Dino Wrestler or G-Golems, which is cool. Kind of represents infinite link material, right? Because the G-Golems, can you go get Hammer and then just, like, make 3 tokens? Oh, it's only your turn to fuse? I should have clarified. Fuse into this guy when you're going second. The only issue I'm having with the strategy is I don't really understand what the goal is. Like, this is a fun setup for a number of decks, but what are you ending on? The Power Load Ogre, like it's fucking NR format in 2021? Make 3 Power Load Ogres. That's bad, though. That's not good. Until we get a Gouki end board boss that isn't just, I am Mr. Towers, I don't really see a reason to play these, which sucks because they're awesome. They're super cool. I like what they do. I like how flexible they are. I like that they give you options, but I'm not going to make like generic shit. Anyone can do that. You could special Pank from deck. Okay. Like, I'm not going to spend 5 material to end on Pank. This shit will show up a lot in Dual Tainting. I'm sure it will show up a lot in Master Chef. That's just it. Thus concludes a new cards PogChamp.